Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I just am here, the creator and chief of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another moon reading where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and to teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, it will not stop me. All right, angel number 25. I love it. That breaks down to 7, which is a highly spiritual number, and that speaks of like spiritual enlightenment and like being on the right path and achievement. And I think that's all appropriate because right now we're going to do a moon reading about the new moon in Virgo. We know that the new moon is all about the time to not really manifest anything, but really set your intentions, really set the tone for how you want this next moon cycle or this next month to go. This is the Virgo full moon, also known as the sacred servant. So I'm not going to even belabor this any longer. I hope that's a word. And, I'm just going to go ahead and go to the cards. All right, guardian angels, ancestors, beings of light, we come to you as humbly as we know how to just say thank you. Thank you for allowing us to connect in this way. Now, God, we ask, what do we need to know in this new moon in Virgo? What do we need to be mindful of? Any obstacles in our way? Any roadblocks? Just any guidance or insight that you deem worthy for us to hear at this time. In God's name we pray. Sure. Let's do 3 cards. I want this to be kind of a, short, concise reading. So give us 3 to 4 cards, God. Preferably 3. 1, 2, last one, 3. All right. And resilience was also like kind of peeking up at me. So that's another word that you may just want to keep in mind. Like, how have you been resilient in your life? I know for me that has been a very big theme. I'm just recognizing like how much I have overcome. I think we actually had a card that we pulled here on the channel. I'm just talking about like not really trying to feel so bad about the past and recognizing that the past is actually instead of being mad at the past or reliving it over and over, but really finding gratitude for it, because if it wasn't for those things that we went through, we wouldn't be who we are today. And at least I know for me, like I wouldn't be able to tell you guys the stories I have. I wouldn't be able to look at the world in the way that I do if I didn't go through the things that I've been through. So I just really have been kind of just really being in a place where I want to just release the past. Like that's something that I have been very intentional on this new moon, or just realizing that I want to just release all those limiting beliefs, all those stories that I told myself. And I realized that the reason why I told stories is because, I knew that, stuff in my childhood really wasn't real, or there was things that was being kept from me. And so I would make a story to fill in that information so that I felt safe and that I felt okay. And I never grew out of that habit. And so now I have to be mindful and like listen to the stories that I'm telling myself and remind myself that I'm not that little girl anymore. I'm not that person that's going to hurt me or that's going to hurt me or reject me. But I'm a grown ass woman that's able and capable to take care of myself, somebody who's resilient, someone who has been through things time and time over and again, but just bounce back and use that knowledge and really use that pain and turn it into wisdom. Like that's really what life is all about. Okay. All right. Angel number 344. Why is this it's so light? Like I wonder why it's so light like that. That's very interesting. Anyways, because it's like now I can like barely even see. Okay. Maybe if I do this. Okay, now I can see. I'm about to say I can barely even see the angel numbers. Okay, so 357. I had to like put my forehead up there. All right, so the overall scope of this reading. Matter of fact, I am going to take that card of resilience since I did go into that long ass blurb about it. Forgiveness and courage is also up there. So again, having that courage to forgive yourself, knowing that you are resilient, and knowing that everything that you've been through made you who you are today. So just have joy, just embrace it, just celebrate, and just know that everything that you've been through made you who you are. So just let it go. So God is telling you really focus on the joy. Like that's where this Virgo new moons, he wants you to really focus on the joy, focus on how all those things that you've been through really helps you become who you are today. Angel number 440. The other card that he had is purification. And so if you are in this process where things are falling away, or where you're realizing that there are some limiting beliefs or some things that you need to change to get to the joy that you know that you ultimately want, to find that contentment with yourself. Don't be afraid to do that. So again, this new moon in Virgo, new moons are all about setting intentions. And so God is saying, if you really are serious about having a joyful life, if you're really serious about bringing this joy in your life, then you really need to think about the things that need to fall away. And it sometimes is not always external. Sometimes we kind of make everything about other people instead of going inwards and asking ourselves, like, what do I need to change? How do I hold myself back? What are some of my negative beliefs? And I know for me, because I had that type of childhood, I had to always, I don't know, like I always have like this underdog mentality that everybody's against me, nobody understand me. And it's like, in order for me to create the life that I want to lead, I can no longer, you know, choose to tell myself that story or choose to feed into that. So engine number 543. So that's something, if you really genuinely want to have a joyful life, God is asking you to look at the things that you need to change, the things that you need to work on in order to bring yourself into fulfillment, not focusing on other people, but really going internal to bring out this external change. And the last thing that God is saying is keep it simple, simplicity. And I feel like what God is saying is like sometimes we just overcomplicate things. And what he's trying to let us to understand is that this is what the new moon is about. Like this is what it's all about, being in alignment. This is where God is trying to get us to understand that we don't have to do everything on our own. We don't have to worry about, you know, clearing this laundry list of things that we, you know, that we feel that we need to overcome to be a better person. Like God is just really saying, if you focus on joy and if you focus on trying to change the things, or not even like change, I guess change the things that are no longer serving you, then you'll live a simple life and you'll be able to be more resilient. You won't take things to heart so much. Like, did that make sense a little bit? So what I'm trying to say is that with this card of simplicity, I feel like what God is saying is that we don't have to overcomplicate this process of being resilient. We don't have to overcomplicate this process of living a joyful life, or, you know, feeling at whole and peace with ourselves. If only we just continue to focus on love, if only we just continue to do the things that we need to do to make things better on our own, then God will take care of everything else. So that's what he's saying. The new moon is, I'm sorry y'all, because I have to come back around, agent number 723. What he's trying to say is that the new moon, when you set these intentions of saying like, okay, I want to purify myself, I want to focus on joy, I want to release these limiting beliefs, I'm focusing on the ways that I'm resilient, then when you're moving throughout the month, when things start coming up, just know that it's because of those intentions that you set. So you don't have to worry about getting nervous or anything. Like, you just need to continue to focus on joy and know that the universe is going to take care of everything else. Like, I really feel like what God is saying is that so often we hear on Twitter, even here on YouTube, people are always saying, well, you need to let these people go, you need to do this. And I feel like what God is saying is, in this new moon in Virgo, instead of focusing on other people, you need to focus on the ways that you make yourself a servant, the ways that you allow other people to be the star of your life story, like how you have held yourself back, and you need to let go of those, that you need to, you know, like say those things so that you can let them go, and then just focus on joy and everything will be okay. All right, let's get some more cards. Actually, I'm gonna go to our old school deck because I have not been here in a while. God, clarify this message of joy, purification, simplicity, and resilience. What are you trying to get us understand in this new moon in Virgo about focusing on joy, allowing love to lead, about trusting that you and our ancestors and the spiritual guide will take care of everything else, all the things that we need to work on. How can we just trust that we can be resilient and get through anything that is coming our way? Allow no room for doubt or confusions. So yeah, I'm doing this message on Labor Day. So on the new moon, which is actually pretty good. And I like woke up late and I had just got a call from my mama. And I know she's probably like, where's you at? And blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I just need to choose myself today. You know, like I just really need to choose myself today. And so that's why I kind of got like a little bit distracted, because I looked over and I saw my phone was ringing. But I need to be here. I need to do these videos. I need to stick to what I'm doing because I really genuinely feel like I am onto something. I feel like, you know, greatness is within reach, and I just really want to like just put my attention on things that make me feel good. Like I just I need to focus on joy, and this brings me joy. So anyways, joy, purification, simplicity, and ooh, I love this. I'm actually just gonna take all these cards upright. So the first card that came out is the Hangman, and again, the Hangman is all about having. And I don't know, y'all. Forgive me when I say again, because I don't even know where this little word came from. Like, I have no idea why I say it all the time, but just forgive me. I need to work on my fillers. 1040. I used to be really, really good at not using fillers in my speech, and I don't know what the fuck has happened. But anyways, so this period of joy. This period of joy. The Hangman represents going through a period of pause. You see this man, he is hanging upside down. He's hanging kind of in suspension, waiting on this enlightenment from God. Like he's hanging in suspension, he's having a pause, but at the same time, he's getting this enlightenment from God. Angel number 1111. And so what I feel like with this card, joy coming out, I feel like what God is saying is that if you find yourself in this period of stagnancy, like say if you've been on your journey for a very, very long time and you feel like you're just tired, you know, like you're like, I'm exhausted. I feel like I've been praying, I've been doing my affirmations, I've been setting my new moon intentions, and it just feels like no matter how much I do, nothing is changing. God is saying it's not that nothing is changing. You are just in this hangman position. You are just in this period of pause where God is trying to get you to get this some form of enlightenment. He's trying to get you, and I feel like the enlightenment that he's trying to get you to see is he's trying to get you to be grateful for your past. He's trying to get you to understand that everything that you've been through actually made you who you are today. So instead of constantly being the victim, really use it to fuel you as fuel and show you how, you know, use it as fuel and use that knowledge and that wisdom for in enlightenment, like to help you move forward, you know, like it's, and I realized that within myself because I feel like I was in this hangman position for a very, very long time. And it was because I was reviewing my past. And I feel like, thank you, God, I feel like it's necessary for you to have a period where you review your past, especially if you've never ever in your life had a time where you sat back and like really thought about like, okay, how did I get here today? Why am I the person that I am today? Why am I the person that I am today? Today I was like in the shower before I started doing this video. And I just really took a time to like just really just sit in the fucking shower and just let my thoughts, you know, run wild, let the water run on me. Angel number 1305. And I realized like it's not that I've never had connections with my family. It's not that I was just this black sheep my whole fucking life. It's just that the people that I grew my relationships with, the people who I cried to, the people who were my favorite cousins were gay. And they moved away because they had to protect their self because of their type, because their environment that they're in. So it's like, I can't even be mad at them and be like, oh, y'all left me or this. It's like, they had to protect them. They had to do what they had to do for them. And so it's not that I'm this black sheep and nobody loves me. It's that the people that I connect to had to go do them. They had to go find their own family so that they could be okay because of the shit that they've been through. It's like once I realized that and I really was like, oh, so that's why I feel so alone, because the people that I cried to, the people that I was under the stairs with and doing all types of crazy shit, they're not there anymore. And I realized like that was the first time that I really kind of cried and like acknowledged that the pain of my cousins not being there. Oh, the pain of not having my cousins. I didn't realize like how much it affected me. And that's what God is trying to get you to see. It's like, It's not that God wants you to go over your past, for you to stay stuck in it, and for you to keep reviewing it, and for you to ask people to change and to become things that they cannot be. Angel number 1445. But it's so that you can understand yourself, so that you can get that enlightenment, and then you can move on. It's like, now I don't have to keep feeling like woe is me. It's like, I understand, like, oh, the people that I connected with, the people that really got me, they had to go find their own tribe. They moved on. They're not in this city. They're not in this state. And I can, I can try to rebuild the relationships. But that's neither here nor there. But it's like, now I understand why I feel the way I feel. Now I have that enlightenment, so I can move on. Now I can free myself from this imprisonment that I'm telling myself. And that's what God's trying to tell you with this purification. Angel number 1530. It's like, the stories that you tell yourself as you're in this period of stagnancy. And let me go back here. You have to review your past to understand how you got to where you are today. But at some point in time, you have to let it go. You have to move on. You have to say, okay, I'm releasing these bondages. Because if you look at this, like, yes, she has a blindfold on, and these wraps are around her, but it's not around her super fucking, it's not around her super tight. She can shimmy her way out of this, and then take the fucking blindfold off, and then walk out of the situation that she's in, if she just stay in her emotions. But matter of fact, and I think that's what it is. She's so stuck in her emotions that she's binding herself up into this entrapment. She's making herself feel trapped. She's making herself feel like, I have nowhere else to go. And that's what you're doing as you're reviewing your past. But God is saying, that's not the purpose of that exercise. The purpose of the exercise is for you to understand how your past made you who you are today, how you got here, how you got where you are today, and to move the fuck on, and to use that enlightenment and use that wisdom to free yourself and become the fucking Queen of Pentacles. I saw it, but I didn't see it. Like, I saw the Queen of Pentacles come out, but I didn't see it. But it makes so much sense. It's like God is saying, yes, you're in this period of stagnancy, or you're in this period where you feel like there's nothing that no matter what you do, you can't move on. But it's not because of anything outside of you. It's because the stories that you're telling yourself. It's because of the things you're refusing to see. It's because of the beliefs you're so bind to. And what God is saying is, let it go. Let it release it. Let it fall away. For this new moon in Virgo, say that as I'm in this period of stagnancy, as I'm reviewing my past, or that's what it is. If you're in a period of stagnancy, you have to review your past to figure out why you're in stagnancy. And the reason why you're reviewing your past is not because you need to place blame on your parents or anything like that, but it's so that you can understand how those circumstances got you to where you are the fucking day. It's so that you can take that wisdom, so you can take that enlightenment and free yourself, die to those limiting beliefs, and become the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is what do you see? Wealth, abundance. This is and she's focused. This is somebody who was able to create a kingdom for themselves because they put their attention, their time, effort, and attention into this adventure, into this thing. And if I put this to me so that you can understand what God is trying to illustrate, is that everything that I do, except for this book, except for the fucking book that I'm working on, honestly, sis, these videos here on YouTube, all of this came about because of me having a period of reviewing my past, me figuring out how have I got to this place so that I could free myself, right? But I have been so stuck in the pain. I have been so stuck in all the shit that has happened to me that I haven't been able to realize that, oh shit, I'm not there anymore. I'm not that girl anymore. I don't have to keep telling those stories anymore. I don't have to live in my head so much. Because I used to do that because that's how I could protect myself. But again, I'm not that girl anymore. That's what God is trying to get you to understand. If you found yourself feeling like, oh my God, no matter how far, no matter how much work I do to myself, how much self-help or, yoga, no matter what, it just feels like I cannot release my past. What God is trying to get you to understand, it's not about you releasing your past. It's about you finding the joy and the love and being grateful for how it made you, who it turned you into. You would not be who you are if you didn't go through what you were today. I was just watching Game of Thrones, and it was like right after the White Walkers invaded Winterfell, and they were having this big festival, and the Hound was talking to Sansa, and he was telling her, the Ramsay, the Joffrey, the Littlefinger, none of that shit would have happened if you just would have left with me. And Sansa said, but if I did the Joffrey, the Littlefinger, all of that, if none of that would have happened to me, I would have forever been a little bird. And that's what you gotta see. Everything made you who you are. It sets you up to be that Queen of Pentacles. It sets you up to be the ruler of your life. It did not come to destroy you. It came for you to move it through. Underneath, oh my God, it came for you to move it through. Underneath this with the resilience and celebration. God is telling you to celebrate. See the joy in the stuff that didn't work out. See the joy in the things that failed. See the joy in being able to love again. Even if you've been through a breakup, even if you lost a child, even if you had a business that failed, you are still alive. And as long as you're still alive, there's a fucking chance to have victory again. Yeah, I realized that I didn't have the childhood of my dreams. I've been through some shit. I don't have the life of my dreams right now. I've been through some shit. Angel number 2202. But guess what? It made me who I am today. Nobody is me. Nobody can think about things the way I think about. Nobody see the shit that I see. Because I'm me. And I think about all of the betrayal, all of the people who let me down, all the heartbreak, all the mentors who told me it was such a fucking waste, all of that shit, all these people who used me. I still got me. I still got joy in my heart. I still believe in miracles. I still believe in fairy tales. I still believe that I can live the life of my dreams. And if that's not something to fucking celebrate, I don't know what is. The last thing I'm going to say is I was recently listening to Oshun, one of her videos, and she was just like, I don't know, something, because it was like 777 or 707. Whenever I see them sevens, that's my number. I have to look at it. And she was just like, everybody has given up on you in your life, so why would you give up on yourself? It's like, if everybody has shitted on you and told you ain't going to be nothing, why would you let them win? Why would you succumb and become that? And it's not even about becoming that or trying to shit on them, but use that shit as fuel so that you can get to your victory. All of those stories, all of those things that I felt, I pour that into my craft. I pour that into these videos, my honesty, my transparency. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. It's going to pay off for me. I was literally today, I was thinking about how Naomi Osaka, and I'm just going to say this, fuck it, why not? We need to say shit out loud. I was listening to Naomi Osaka, and she was talking about how, how tennis doesn't make her happy anymore, and she wins, and she did this iOS press release, and I'm like, that's why I want Honestly Sis to exist. Because in my magazine, in my world, we would have a whole fucking rollout. We would do a whole month talking about how we reached dreams and we realized that those dreams wasn't there for us, or those dreams let us down, or we reached dreams and we put all our time, effort, and attention into something and we realized that it wasn't it, that we had to find something else, that we had to reinvent ourselves. I would give her a cover page and 3 or 4 page story to tell her story, to get us to explain, to come into there, to do a video interview documentary, or where we make a safe environment where she feel comfortable enough to explain why she doesn't love it anymore. I want to have a place where artists gets to come to explain their fucking side of the story. And I don't want to fucking do it to be doing for no fucking advertisers or to be getting no fucking sponsors, but because honesty is fucking king. Honesty and transparency is what's going to change this world. It's what's going to change the cycle, so that we can stop repeating this shit. The reason why the world is so fucking fucked up is because we're all working, we're all standing around here on fucking Instagram acting like everything is okay when we're dying in fucking side. The funny thing is, everybody's so fucking popular on Instagram and so fucking popular and social and all of this, social influencers and all this other bullshit, and yet motherfuckers is committing suicide at the highest fucking rate. We literally are at the time where you can live to fucking 100 years old and niggas are choosing to kill themselves the fuck off. How the fuck are we living? But it's because we don't have spaces like Honestly Sis existing in the world that say, hey, it's okay if you had a fucked up childhood. Hey, it's okay if your mom's a narcissist. You can overcome that shit. You can become better. You don't have to be who the fuck you were. Because niggas need to know that shit. I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm actually gonna do something different. God, what blessings come to our life if we focus on joy in this, if we're in a period of stagnancy or a period where things are just not going our way? What happens if we focus on joy? What happens if we focus on releasing limiting beliefs? What happens if we simplify our life and just focus on the things that bring us joy and make us feel good? What if we look at our past and see how it made us who we are today? Don't give it to me. How do we see our resilience? How do we officially change the cycle? That's what God is saying. Because the Wheel of Fortune came out. I didn't talk about this, but the Wheel of Fortune came out, and I feel like what God is saying is that I don't know, y'all. I say it all the fucking time. And I feel like that's why God got me doing this, because somebody got to fucking say it. The cycle is dead. We can release the past. God is saying you can really, really make this shit happen in your life if all you do is just focus, get down on your intentions, set your boundaries, turn away from those things that are no longer serving you. You will see your power. Judgment Day will come and you will get your just due. I can keep pulling. Let me stop because I ain't gonna show y'all that one. But that's what God is saying. If you're serious, that's the thing. It's not about, I don't need you to be serious in the way where you're like, okay, I'm going to do my mantras. I'm going to drink my water. No, I need you to be serious in your heart and your soul. I need you to be serious. Like, I'm trying to let this shit go. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really trying to let this shit go. I want to be happy. I want joy. I want love. I want peace. I want contentment. I'm tired of the fucking chaos. That cycle has to go. I can't live that anymore. My soul can't live that. My heart can't fucking live that anymore. So if you're serious about that, God is saying set your intentions on asking God in this month of, and under this new moon in Virgo, God, show me the ways that I have held me back. Show me the ways that I have limiting beliefs. Reveal to me, God. Show me how I can simplify my life so that I can get those things that you told me that I can have. You show me how to get to victory, God. Help me overcome to get to the resilience so that I can change this cycle and release this for good. You have to say that to God. I can say it, I can give you the pointers, I can do all those things, but until you take it serious and be like, God, I'm serious, I need this shit, then it's, it's on you. Okay? Let me tell you what happens, what comes in your life. Ooh, fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta stop cussing. Let me show you what blessings come into your life if you take this time to, instead of, if you're in a period of stagnancy or things not going right, if just for this month you focus on joy, and just for this month you choose to focus on yourself, God is saying he's going to give you the blessing of a door closing. One moment nothing is happening, then one moment nothing is happening, then everything seems to happen at once. A door soon closes, but before you know it, another opens. You walk through into a bright new life, one in which you can truly be who you are. That's what this is what we want, right? God is saying, you do this under this new moon, the cycle closes, and you can walk through the new door. You can become who you are. All you have to do is release your limiting beliefs. Under purification with the 7 of Swords, we have blessed tranquility. Your feelings are surfacing in order to be healed. What did I tell y'all about her right here? And this is the 7 of Swords, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8 of Swords. Sorry. 8 of Swords. Same thing. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Either way it go, you feel trapped. You ain't looking at the truth of your situations. And what I told you, she's so stuck in her emotions. She's so steeped in her past that she can't even realize that she can shimmy herself out and release herself. And so what God is saying is your feelings are surfacing at this time in order to be healed. Have faith and know that you are safe. Trust the current waves of emotions shall become a sea of tranquility full of loving blessings. So again, what God is trying to tell you is that the emotions are coming up, not for you to push them away, but for you to examine them. Ask you if they're serving you or if they're hindering you. That's what it is. The emotions are coming up. Ask yourself, is it giving you enlightenment? So normally when emotions come up, we feel feelings and then we tell ourselves a story. Is the story that you're telling yourself leading to your enlightenment, or is it leading to your imprisonment? Is it getting you closer to becoming the Queen of Pentacles and the victor of your life, or are you just continuing to complete the same cycle over and over? Because you do know that's the whole purpose of life, right? God don't give a fuck about time. God don't give a fuck about none of this. He damn sure don't give a fuck about time or about how many times you got to go over shit. Because the whole purpose of us being down here is to learn shit. Is to learn a karmic cycle, is to learn more about ourselves, to set more of our soul purpose so that we can move the fuck on. And until you get to a level of until you understand that, you're just going to until you understand that, you're just going to keep going on the same cycle over and over and over. So God is asking you in this new moon of Virgo, are you ready to let it go? God's saying if you take the time to release those limiting beliefs and to simplify your life and just focus on those things that bring you joy, whether that is a fucking business venture, or if that's like you reading books, or if that's you cooking, or if that's you starting to develop a fitness routine. I don't know what the fuck bring you joy, but whatever brings you joy, I want you to focus on that. And I'm not talking about you riding nobody penis and no love. No. Angel number 3301. What can you do for yourself? You not depending on anybody else to bring you joy. Focus on that. You do that, God is saying you're going to see your blessed power. Your blessed power. You are a field of endless possibility with unlimited power to create. Every atom of you is full of abstract potential that can be molded into any form. Every particle of you holds the blueprint of creation. You are a force of nature and a great blessing on this earth. So again, God is saying what you'll do, you'll see your power. You simplify your life, you'll see your power. You'll see how much you've overcome. You'll see how powerful you are, and then you'll feel victorious. You'll see all those things that brought you, all those things that you've been through, brought you to where you are today, and it's setting you up for victory to come. God is saying if you start to see your resilience, you release those limiting beliefs, you focus on joy, you simplify your life, you say, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. He will give you blessings from the divine mother, which is Earth herself. Okay? A previously closed door now opens. 2 doors. Hold on, wait a minute. 2 doors. Look at this. A cycle. Hold on, y'all. I just want y'all to catch this. Like, these cards, this just came out, right? So we said door closing and then this door reopening. So God, so God is saying you felt stagnant. You felt like nothing was moving. But once you accept that you were just too stuck in your emotions, once you accept the ways that you held yourself back and you release that and you just focus on the things that bring you joy, all of the bullshit close up in the door and the things that you've been waiting for, it suddenly magically opens. Powerful. A previously closed door now opens. This is a blessed and fortunate time for you. But be mindful, humble, and grounded. Feel your connection to the earth. Feel her energy and love in your heart and know that you are blessed eternally by the divine mother. So what God is saying, it may not come at the end of this cycle, but I feel like in the next 12 years, matter of fact, 12 months, this time next year, if you take this seriously about releasing limiting beliefs, because it has to happen in your mind. It has to you have to literally allow yourself to feel those feelings in order to be whole. You have to figure out the root to the problem so that you can move on. If you do that, then God is saying, you'll feel you'll move on. This cycle will be over. This time next year, wherever you were stagnant in your life, you will be stagnant no more. And I say that with certainty. The last blessing that God is going to impart on your life, and I'm going to close this reading out, is the blessing of the questioning. Examining and identify any belief that stems from irrational fear. What did I say back here? What did I say back here with the blessing and the purification? That when these emotion comes up, you have to ask yourself if it's making you feel victorious or if it's making you feel trapped. Examine and identify any belief that stems from an irrational fear. Ask yourself, do I still need this? If the answer is no, then replace it with a trusting, more loving belief. Blessings flow to you as soon as you do this. Set yourself free. That's the name of the motherfucking reading. Set yourself free. Set yourself free. Set yourself free. That's so crazy. I literally said that and then the card just came out and literally told you, do I still need this? If the answer is no, then replace it with a more trusting, more loving belief. Blessings will flow to you as soon as you do that. I remember I was telling myself that story of nobody gets me, nobody understands me. And when I started telling myself, like, that's not serving me. That's making me feel small. That's making me feel like a victim. And so I realized that I have to tell myself a new story. I have to tell myself that people love me, people respect me. I have strangers that don't even know me, but they have belief in me and they pour into me. And if I can get strangers to do that, then eventually I would get the love that is meant for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like just changing the stories that we're telling ourselves. You have to think about what you're thinking about, but only you can set yourself free. Okay? All right, y'all. So the last thing that I want to do to wrap up this reading is let's just get a really quick card. Let's just see what the universe want to say. Universe, do you have anything that you want to say? Universe, guardian angels, beings of light, all of y'all down over there in the sea. Any of y'all have anything to say for joy, purification, simplicity, resilience? How can we just truly die to those limiting beliefs and focus on love so that we can release this cycle once and for all? What is anything that you have to say? Allow no room for doubt or confusion. And I'm just going to focus on whatever the card comes. All right. And they say, dwell on what you love, which That goes with the joy. You might not know now, but you will. That's where God is saying you may not know how your blessings are going to come about. You may not understand how the victory is going to come, but again, that's not your job. God is just telling you to focus on the love, focus on releasing those limiting beliefs in your heart and soul, and it will all work out. You don't have to know, God knows. And the last thing God is saying, forgive. And for some reason, I hear the word forgive yourself, not others. So often we're forgiving everybody except for ourselves. Forgive yourself for all those stories that you told yourself. Forget yourself for all the ways that you held yourself back. Forgive all the ways that you may have sabotaged yourself. And just set yourself free. Very, very last thing, start where you are. That's what God let you know, that you are exactly where you need to be. This reading is exactly what you needed to hear. You don't need to have a mentor. You don't need anything that you need. Anything that you need, you already have. Period. That's where God wants you to know. The essence of spirituality is contentment. And so what God is saying, anything that you want to have, just know that it will come. And if it's not here yet, then what God is saying is, instead of focusing on the fear or dwelling on on why it's not happening or feeding into those limiting beliefs, dwell on love and just focusing on eventually closing the door. Okay? All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. I'm actually going to close out this reading. I'm actually going to close out this reading with a blessing. Jesus is calling. So just another kind of blessing from the universe. What's today's date? And today's date is the 6th. Okay. Do everything in dependence on me. The desire to act independently apart from me springs from the root of pride. Self-sufficiency is subtle, insinuating its way into your thoughts and actions without you realizing. But apart from me, you can do nothing. That is nothing of eternal value. My deepest desire for you is that you learn to depend on me in every situation. I move heaven and earth to accomplish this purpose, but you must collaborate with me in this training. Teaching you would be simple if I neglected your free will or overwhelmed you with my power. However, I love you too much to draw the godlike privilege I bestow on you as my image bearer. However, I love you too much to withdraw the godlike privilege I bestow on you, my image bearer. Use your freedom wisely by relying on me constantly. Thus, you enjoy my presence and my peace. And so again, to close out this beautiful reading, what God is saying is you do not have to do this alone. And the crazy thing is, like, I'm low-key, I'm trying not to get emotional, but I was like just listening to this the Aretha live gospel album, and the last song I listened to was You Are Not Alone. And that's what God is trying to let you know. He knows where you're trying to go, and he knows those things in your past that hurt you and that's, keeping you held back. And what he's saying is all he needs you to do is just to acknowledge it. All he needs you to do is just to have this moment of enlightenment and to just release it in your heart and your soul so that you can get the victory and all the blessings to come. All right, y'all, that is all the messages. That's all I have for you guys. If you made it to the end of this reading, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this reading, you are not subscribed, but you like this content, what are you waiting for? Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. And guys, I have to say this because this card just keeps catching my attention. Feeling negative emotions means I'm launching requests. Oh my God. As more people observe hardships and strike a tension-resistant pose and therefore disallowing their own well-being, others use their reason to do the same. And in a very short time, a very negative pattern of resistance can sweep through your population. The good news is that this scenario is that in every moment that every person is feeling negative emotions about the economic state, vibrational requests for more abundance are launched. And those requests are heard and responded to immediately by source. And so I feel like what God is saying, my relationships are supposed to feel good. What God is saying is that He knows that this world is messed up. He knows that we are crying out and that we are hoping for a miracle, that we're hoping for peace and we're hoping for love. And because we are doing all those things, he needs you to do your part. It's just like that thing said, you have to understand we have free will. God cannot do nothing without you. So God is asking you under this new moon in Virgo to please free yourself, so that we can go ahead and free the world and help bring heaven on earth. All right, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.